Hey, welcome all my right thinkers to Pfunk Thinking Right in my YouTube classroom where I do what I do for you. Today, Writers and 25 Rules to Live By, story with a message in the story. I'm going to talk a little bit about something I think we need to get a better grip on personally. But then again, I got a whole bunch of personal stuff I think we should be doing. But let's talk about good over evil, classic, the internal struggle. Egyptians tell you, or they give you an idea of Horus head, and then you got Set's head. That means you got to make a choice. Which one of them you want to represent you? Your spiritual part or your ego? They didn't know good from evil, bad, good. They called the ego evil, chaos, okay? Order against chaos. Chaos, which is set, the ego, which runs you, not a good place to be. Check this out. Doing good is God's will. The right thing is a choice. Wright's philosophy is what I profess. That's why I do that, because you have a choice. When it's a decision to make about right or wrong, that's the time to make the choice. When I have a situation where in the midst of getting into it, and sometimes she don't control herself, I gotta wait till she gets under control and explain it to her how it works, and she understands it then. But I said it only works at the time you about to lose control. That's when the mental and spiritual discipline has to kick in to stop you, because I use mine when I have to maintain my cool, I had to maintain my control, I had to hold my emotions. When you get out of pocket, I don't react. So that's important. That's all. Choice. You make them. You gotta live with them. If you decide to do something, you gotta live with that choice you made. That's all. I'm a firm believer of that. When you choose to do the right thing, that's a choice. We all make them. We all have to make them. I just choose to live right and do right. That's my choice. I'm getting looked at real strange because that's my choice. I don't care. It's least of my concern. Make the good choices that you're gonna live with. I gave that advice to my son over 20 years ago. I still feel the same way. I'm not gonna change. Okay? Live with the choice you make. Right Thoughts philosophy teaches you how and why making the choice to live Maya is the right choice. All you gotta do is try it. That's all you gotta do. If it don't work for you, then you can go on about your business. But I'm a firm believer that if you try something that's good and it works, you'll get with the movement. Common sense, that's all. Here you go. When you live God's will, Maya, right thought philosophy, you will be rewarded. Therein lies the individual reward, the benefit. Every individual, when God rewards you for doing what you do for Him, that's for you. That's the blessing that you earn. When you do the right thing and you live and do and be right, and the both of us can do the same thing, my blessing will be different than yours. That's why it's individual. And He don't discriminate. He don't care. As long as you're doing right, He rewards you. That's the name of the game. Last one is, it's old as time. It's a natural phenomenon. Good reward, bad punishes. It haven't changed since the time we implemented, since the time it started. It's been that way, and it's going to be that way. And like we have it right now, we're going to have people who are going to choose to do that. People who choose to do that. I choose to do good. That's all. Make a choice. Next one is, when we are ignorant of self, it's hard to make good choices. If you don't know something, how you gonna make a decision about it? And if you don't know you, how you gonna make the best decisions for you? That's why knowing thyself is the major focus on what I'm trying to get instituted to my people. If you know who you are, you ain't got to worry about all this nonsense, okay? That's all. And if you follow a religion, you have to follow religion. If you're following you, you can do that on your own. I fellowship on Sundays. I go to mosque, but I'm not having nobody who trying to make me do what they doing. That ain't what I fellowship for. I fellowship because if you believe in God, then I fellowship with you. That doesn't mean I got to become a Muslim or I got to become a Christian. No, I fellowship. That's fine. I bring my little money, I donate to the cause, I understand it's about, but don't try to coerce me. I don't do the coercing thing. I just give information that you make the decision. That's the difference. Okay. Back to what I do. That's why I call it teaching, not preaching. Knowledge of self is the way to avoid bad choice making. Lack of knowledge will always be your downfall for anybody, whatever race you are. To make a difference. Ignorance is like cancer. It will destroy you from the inside. What you don't know up here will cause you a whole bunch of problems out here. Next one is, if your intellect is of low standards, you cannot grow spiritually. If you just comfortable, mediocre, you comfortable with what you're doing and living wrong, and you're getting by, and that's fine. But that ain't gonna get you nowhere. You won't grow. You might profit if make a few hits here and get a couple of dollars, and but spiritually, not growth. Next one is, bad choices will always be made over and over again. This is why reincarnation. This is why spirit, if it don't get woken up, it's gotta go back again. I do over. Conceptually, that's just my way of looking at this. My view. Remember, we just getting my views. All right, but I can substantiate and back up my view. That's all. Here we go. Next one is, the classic battle was Haru and Set. I'll give you an example. Because ancient times, Haru was considered the spirit, the good spirit. Once you got him waking up in you, once you have awakened him, had that nihas, spiritual awakening, you become Haruhood. Christians, they live right and do right, they excel to become Christ-like, which is the same thing. That's why I have a problem with it. If you call it that, I don't have a problem with it. But you still, in order to be Christ-like, you got to live right, do right, and be right. If you call him Jesus, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Again, whatever gets you by to do what you need to do for you, that's what, I'm just telling you what works for me. That's it. Haru, knowledge, light, inner spirit, the will to achieve. He is you conquering Set, which is destroyer of his father. Okay, what the ego will destroy anybody. It's like cancer; it kills from the inside. It eats you up. Think about it. Being angry. That nasty person, they slowly deteriorating from the inside out. That spiritual person, happy, they all happy and bubbly. That's the good spirit. The good spirit will carry you. It will take you. Here we go. Haruhood is what you want to obtain in life. That means you master yourself. That's Nihas. That's what I am. I was gonna take the name Haru, but nah. I'm staying who I am. But the idea is, when you reach that, you become Haru, like Christians, Christ like. You want that. You want to be that. You ain't gotta change your name, but they recognize the change. Okay, that's the difference. Haru is the conqueror of Set, because Haru is the grown up Haru. Haru the baby. Haru is the man. He had to take on the responsibility and conquer his father's killer, which would have been his killer too if he don't conquer it. And that's what ego Set was trying to do, kill him too. All right, ego don't care. It don't care. It destroy you, eat you up. All right, here we go. Haru, the son of God, the master over nature and himself. We have to master our lower nature. That means men below our waist. Okay, 3 degrees gets you right to the waist. That means you still living on the beastly nature. That's where that comes from. That's another lesson. But right now, that's what that means. Conquering your lower nature. That's nature. Rising above the situations in life, you become the conqueror of Set, the ego. You conquered him also. Now you're master of self. That's how it's done. That's the concept. Haru was Haru was destined to be the king of Egypt after his father. And your father king, you next in line. Set didn't want that to happen, so he did all he could to stop that. But eventually it happened. Why? Because Haru conquered Set in himself and became king and ruled Egypt for over 100 years. Another story. Here we go. Evil or ego, Set, the opposite of good, Haru. Night and day. Set, darkness, chaos, evil, greed, jealousy, envy, haters. Those are all Setians. They represent Set. They worship Set. Yeah, don't even know. But yeah, like the devil Half of them don't know they serving him. He love it. Set, that's what that's about. Here we go. Set was the evil one. Jealous, greedy, always envious of his brother Osiris, who everybody loved. Naturally, when the person doing good, somebody gonna hate on him. Right now, I'm doing thing that's a good thing. Somebody gonna hate on me. So I don't get caught up in that nonsense because that's what it is. All right. Set is in us all. That ego, I, me, it should have been me. I can do better. That's jealousy. That's ego. That's set. They had a name for it. They already knew this psychological name that they give it. All this nonsense. We made it real simple. Don't be set. Okay? Set is the bad guy in all of us. If you don't control him, he'll control you. Simple. Set represents everything bad in us, our dark side. In the trilogy, in the Star Wars thing, when Darth Vader realized the Force, he just chose the dark side. Why? He wanted power. He wanted that. Yeah, he got it. He got it. But in the end, what did he get? That's how bad guys got to be portrayed. You can't portray the bad guy winning in the end. That would set a bad precedent. Okay? That's why. Next one is set is the fight in us. No quit. Now he ain't giving up. You got to put your foot on his neck and use him to your benefit. I tell you, I use him as a motivator. So when I get tired, when I ain't really want, I call set. Okay, now do your job. Okay, make me do something I don't want to do. That's all. That's how you can use that to your benefit. Here we go. Last set. Haru is who we want to be. Your best you spiritually. Spiritual awakening, master of self, master of nature, the beastie. All these things portray out and they perpetrate themselves when you implement them in your life. You see it play out. You can hear about it. You can think about it. I can tell you about it. But unless you experience it, it's just a bunch of, well, he said. I read a lot of books. But if I don't comprehend and understand what I'm reading and put it to use myself, it's just a bunch of words that somebody put together that sound good. But if you don't use them or put it to use, it's like me talking to you. If you don't use it, it ain't nothing but a bunch of words being said to you or a bunch of words I'm reading in the book. Last one is Haru. Living Mayat, right thoughts philosophy on a daily basis, you will become Haru in your own time. You can master you. Takes a little time, takes some practice, takes a little work, but it can be done. That's the key. Right thoughts philosophy masters are also called Haru. Okay? And we speak Mak Haru. That means we speak from the heart, we tell the truth. And we're spiritually enlightened beings. Okay? Right thoughts philosophy goal is to transform you from ignorance, darkness, into light, knowledge of self. I got a bunch of knowledge. I got a bunch of concepts and views, but the most important one is the one I have of myself. Understand that. Once you have knowledge of self, you can expound on it, you can expand it, but first get knowledge of self. Next one is Haru Hood, like Christ's Hood, is the highest spiritual level you can obtain. Nihas. That's what it's all about. That's what the bar is set for. When you can reach it, it ain't obtainable. The carrot, no. The bar, reach the bar, get the bar. Sometimes the carrot, you can down it and you can say, man, I ain't going for that carrot. Why? I ain't never going to get it. If you see the bar set, you got to do, go for it. Live it, do it, be it, and it becomes you. Last one is, I reached the bar. I am Haru in the flesh through daily practice of right thoughts philosophy and understanding how to live my art. That's something we all can do. That's something that if we teach our young, I ain't really beat for trying to tell an old person how to live, what to do. I'm really trying to get across to young people, this is a way of life that you can institute in your own lifetime, your own lifestyle at a young age. See, man getting old and gray. You don't want to learn it now. I mean, I'm happy, I'm privileged that I got it. That's what I'm trying to give it to the young people. See, having something that's good, you want to share it. That's how I look at it. So I have something I know is good. I'm just trying to share it with the people who want to get it. And trust me, if you use it, it will work. If you implement it, it will pay off for you. I'm real adamant about that, and I'm passionate about it because that's the truth about what I do for you. I ain't making up a whole bunch of stuff and hoping somebody listen to it. Nope, I'm telling you just what I know. I do that on a regular basis. Why? That's what we need to get understanding. Consistency. Stick with it, and you'll see it work.